Hi, so this is Swan by BTS, and yeah, let's start. So right off the bat, we see a man who appears to be dressed in white, surrounded by a bunch of the color black. And we can believe, because of the theme of Black Swan, that he can symbolize the white swan, which is so uplifting and, more positive than negative. And since he's surrounded by complete darkness and a wave of black, it could symbolize so many different elements of this like sense of darkness getting into his head and completely changing everything, which we can see when the music video goes on more. So now we see a certain group of 7 men who we can conclude that this is BTS and this is their story that they're telling instead of someone else's. So I forgot to pause, but by him saying, "What's my thing? Tell me now," it could show that he's confused about his message. Like, what's his purpose? Is he supposed to be a dancer who enjoys his passion? Is he supposed to be a singer? He's clearly conflicted between what he has to do. So here we see a man who says the heart no longer races, and we see some sort of figure behind him who we can conclude that this is his shadow, someone he's been dealing with for a long time, who's always behind him in the back of his mind, either telling him things to do, what not to do, something that's always like there, something present. The heart no longer races. Sorry, I wrote notes about this on my computer and I'm looking. So by it no longer racing, we can see he's losing his passion, whatever it is, and it's fading from what he loves doing. He doesn't feel anything anymore. There's nothing there. And we see more like darker themes settling in. He's not wearing white, which could show more the black swan is taking over rather than the inspiration of the white swan. So, sorry, I'm going to rewind a little. Sorry, I'm trying to do this on my phone and I've never recorded on my phone before. So right there we see he's dressed in white again, and whoever's next to him was like moving alongside him, then suddenly paused, which can correlate with the lyric, seems like time has stopped. So he's stuck in this position, and another way to show it is by them dancing. Oh, that would be my first death. Sorry, I have to find it really quick. So in another music video of theirs, which doesn't really have anything to do with this, but I just wanted to say, there's a quote that symbolizes by, I believe, I don't remember her name. I think it's Anna Graham. A dancer unalives twice, once when they stop dancing, and the first one is the more painful. So I know this music video was more based on the movie Black Swan and the theory of the white swan and black swan just correlating with each other. See the shadows. That lyric correlates with the quote I just said about first death being worse than the second death, where they lose passion. That's the first death that makes it so unbearable to live with. So, hold on, go back. Sorry. So we see our main dancer here, who started us off in the beginning of the music video. He is in full white, but we see some feathers. We see black feathers, which could show that he's slowly becoming more of a black swan in a sense because of the passion being lost and everything that goes along with it. Crying out a silent, oh, that's a bad pause. Crying out a silent cry. This can show that he's trying to get help, he's trying to receive help, but no one's listening to him since it's a silent cry, so nothing can help him. Ocean with all light silence. So usually when you're in an ocean, you need a light tower to guide you the way back to the mainland, but with all light silence, they can't see where they're going, and it's just a steady path with no final ending. They can't hear the music anymore. They can't live for the music anymore that comes along with their passion. There's just nothing. It's just silence. Also, notice how they're all wearing black right here, and there's no more, besides the light, of course, there's no signs of like white, hope, like. So, sorry. We see him still in the light, so the spotlight is on him, which could symbolize people expecting so much from him, but he's dressed in black, so he's nothing to give. If that makes sense? Because he's trying to like give to the audience, but he can't give anything now that there's nothing that inspires him to do anything more. So I'd like to talk about the cinematography really quick, because we see that they're all dressed in white, but then by him going down, he pops back up in black. So it could show the sudden, like the change could be so quick that you don't even expect it happening, of losing, because we're going with the theme of losing your passion. Also, notice how none of them are smiling. There's no positive emotion in this at all. They're just all staring straight into the camera with a dead sight, like completely no happiness, nothing positive. So we see him sprout black wings, which can show our main dancer, who was shown at the beginning, has completely gone to like the black dark side. Like he doesn't feel anything anymore. There's nothing there for him to like live for. He's lost his passion completely. And by fully sprouting these black wings, we can see that message now, that he's like fully become the black swan. There's no signs of white swan, no hope, no nothing anymore. No, just let go of me. That can show that he doesn't want to be enthralled. I believe that's the correct word. He doesn't want to be enthralled by this darkness that's surrounding him. He just wants to escape, be let out. He wants to have fun again. He wants to love singing. He wants to enjoy the action, but he can't. Let my own feet carry me. Sorry, I wrote something about this. Yeah, he wants to go back to how he was. He can't. Therefore, he can't let his own feet carry him anymore. It's only this like sensation around him that doesn't allow him to do anything. In the deepest depths, I saw myself. Hold on, let me I saw myself. So this officially states that this music video is about the members of the band, that they see themselves, they can't like, their fear of losing the passion is taking over, and they just don't know what to do. In my workroom, it's my studio, just another sign to show that it's about him specifically, the band as a whole, and also this certain guy singing. I see myself. He sees himself in all these, in his other members, because this member has dealt with this experience in his past, but he's seeing it go through all of them now instead of just him. So here is, this could be a metaphor for seeing himself in many different versions. He can see the darkness like surrounding him in these mirrors, which reflect back on himself. He can see how losing his passion, reflects back on himself. But he turns around to face the camera, which could be the audience, which could be the other members. We can't really interpret it as a certain thing, but we know that he's looking away from all the different versions of himself to focus on himself currently. Instead of like thinking of the future, he thinks about what he can do himself to make sure he doesn't lose his passion. So we notice too with, let me go back to this. With this, at the beginning, the dance moves were more flowy, they were more sweet, like a white swan. But now they're all like sharp, extreme, to the point, hence the black swan taking over. That was another showing of it. By his dance moves, we can see he's like expressing fear, pain, everything. It's all like exact, it's not flowy, it's not free, it just doesn't look fun. It looks like he's screaming, he's in pain, he just doesn't know what to do. Struggle, but it's all an ocean floor. Ocean floor, when humans have the ocean floor, they can't do anything, they can't breathe, they can't find anything. It all looks the same, it's just pain, pure pain and grief. So here, he's not dancing anymore, he's just stuck. He doesn't know what to do, he's trapped, he's lost, it's just pain. He's not moving, he can't show himself anymore, he can't show his passion, he's just trapped. So here we have one member, a completely different member, going into the darkness, so we can conclude that he's given up, he's letting the darkness take over. Here's another one, he's just stopped completely, he's letting the dark take over, and he just doesn't know what to do. That dance move could be a correlation for reaching out for help, but then by their hands going back really quickly, it shows that no one can willingly help them besides themselves. So here's another member who just watched his shadow go down completely. And here, sorry, one second, I wrote about it. At the end of the music video, we can see that they are all clothed in black instead of white, and they're slowly disappearing into the darkness completely. But there's one person, this guy, who watches the shadow slowly go back into hiding, which could demonstrate that he isn't letting the fear get to him. He then leaves with a heavy stride forward away from the scene. So the shadow